Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing some pages in my usual scraps journal and I'm going to be using this copy of Daphne's diary. It's an old one, it's number 2 of 2017. I have a really hard time cutting these up, but I've got 2 copies of this so I don't feel too bad about it. I've still got one that's intact and I have already used some pages from this one here. I don't know whether you can remember, let me just have a look. I did a page a couple of years ago, back in 2019, using this image here from the magazine. It was the postcard when we were doing the calendar series. I just absolutely love this. One day we will be crazy old ladies weighed down by baubles and it will be fabulous, darling. Absolutely love that, and that was just taken from this image here. So I've been having a look to see what else I've got, and I'm going to start off with this page here because I think this is a problem we all face. We find beautiful pages in magazines, but they're just far too big for us to be able to fit them into our journals. So let's see what we can do with this. Now I've decided I want this page to go here, so you can see it's way too big. So let's have a look and see what we can do with it. Let's see if I can get this cleanly out of the journal to start off with. Perhaps if I pull it from this direction. Oh, here we go. Let's pop that to one side. Now, of course, the prompt in the Facebook group this month is Let's Journal. So if anybody wants to follow along with this month's prompt, I'll leave the link to the Facebook group in the description box below. So let's see if we can work this into a page. I just absolutely love this poem here. A moment of happiness. Joy is in the little things, something kind that's done or said, the happiness a memory brings, a warm and cozy bed. Find delight in all of this, then tuck it safe away so you can fill your life with bliss and smile through every day. I just love that, so I want to try and use this somehow. Now what I'm thinking is that I could maybe have these gorgeous polka dots. I love polka dots down the left hand side, and then maybe we can have the beautiful tree on the right, and then somehow mount the poem. So I'm just going to take this off to my paper trimmer and trim things down, and let's see what we can come up with. So I've now got some more manageable sized pieces, so let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to start off by gluing this down. I'm just going to use a Pritt stick. In fact, what I can do to save on the amount of glue, let's have a look. How do I want to do this? Which polka dots do I like best? It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to measure this and trim it off a little bit more. That's a bit better, isn't it? So let's glue this down. At least we've got something then down on the page. Just making sure I've got plenty, as always, around the edges. Here we go. And let's stick this on. Oops, hang on, a bit more here in that corner. So start at the top. Going to need to trim this ever so slightly, but that's fine. So there we go. That's that. Let's just use some scissors to do that. Look at these pretty pages on the back as well. I love those. Those are gorgeous, aren't they? And you'll find a playlist for all previous videos in this journal as well in the description box below. So if you see anything that you like, be sure to go and check that out. So there we are. That's fine. So next I want to add this gorgeous pretty yellow tree or plant, whatever you want to call it. I do want some of the stems, so I think I'm going to glue that down there like that. So again, I'm just going to trim this down on my paper trimmer just so that I know which parts I want to use. And then let's stick this down as well. So here we go, just like this. Just make sure that I've got that in the right place, save on the amount of trimming. It's a shame I've got that button or wax seal on the other side because it's making it difficult to flatten everything down, but we can do it. So that's glued down, but I need something to disguise the line in the centre. So I've pulled out my washi tapes in all of the green colours, and let's have a look. There's a couple actually that are springing to mind. What else have we got? Maybe that one there as well. Let's have a look. Let's see if any of these will work. We've also got this this blue one here, which is quite nice. That might be a bit too too dark. I quite like that. We've got Life is a Journey. You see, I really like that. That goes well too. That's the wrong colour. I'm putting that one back. We've also got this one here as well. I think that one might be a bit too narrow. The two that are calling to me at the moment are these two here. I think it's got to be Life is a Journey. What do you think? Let's try this one here. No, I'm thinking that's too many dots together. I have added some extra glue because, as we know, washi tape isn't all that sticky. So let's just pop that down there like that. Don't overthink it, Nina. Here we go. And I can trim off the edges, and that just looks much better, much more finished. Let me just make sure I've got that straight. Now I've pulled out one of my eco-dyed papers, which I thought would make a nice mount for the poem. It needs something else that's just a little bit too stark and plain, and that will give me my 5 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, which I think always works really nicely. And of course, tonally wise, they're just absolutely perfect. So I'm just going to cut myself a piece of this. I absolutely love how that looks on that background, but my quote now, my poem, is just far too white. So let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to use some Distress ink in frayed burlap, and I'm going to use one of these makeup sponges. This is just a cheap set from Amazon. I'm just going to pull in some Distress ink all the way around the outside. Not too much, I don't want to make it too dark, but we just need to distress it just a little bit, just so that it fits in. Oops, try not to crease it too much, Nina. And we can have that lighter element in the middle, so just gradually getting darker and applying more ink around the outside like this. I like these sponges just because they're a little bit more subtle than using the round sponge tool. I just find that I've got more control over the application using these for backgrounds like this. You see, I love that. That's perfect, isn't it? So how does this look? We can always add more if we need to. So let's have a look. You see, that's a whole lot better. Now, of course, I can't stop once I've started inking. I am going to ink around this as well. Again, just to make it stand out more on that beautiful background. I don't know whether you can pick out, we've got some mica in this, probably from the brick that I popped down when I was doing my eco prints. I must do some more of these with the autumn now fastly approaching. I think I might do some more. You see, I love that. That's just gorgeous, absolutely perfect. I'm really happy with how this page has turned out, and I think the green works beautifully with the green that's in the flower on the opposite page. This was just a piece from a paper bag. So let's do something with this spread here. Now, bring back Daphne's Diary magazine. I've got a couple of things that I found that might work. I had at some stage cut out these images here from this artist. Let me just see who she is. Yumi Okita. Oh my goodness me, just look how gorgeous these are. She makes these wonderful moths and butterflies. They're just absolutely beautiful. In fact, she makes all kinds of insects. And so I thought I might be able to make a page using some of these. Let's see what we can do here. Now I want to work on these 2 pages. So let's start off with this one and see what we can fit. Now I had cut a piece. What have I done with it? This one here, which I thought would fit on this size. That's pretty perfect, actually. We need to add something just to cover it up a little bit, but that's okay. That's fine. Perhaps we could even trim around the edges. We'll see. I don't like this area here, and we need to cover this up here at the bottom as well. So let me just put my thinking cap on and see what I can do to disguise this. Now I've decided I'm going to glue this page down to the far right, and then I'm just going to have some washi tape just to break up that line. So that's how that's going to look. So I'm just going to go off and glue that down, and then let's tackle this and this here. Now that's glued down and I'm really happy with that so far, but I'm thinking that I can do something with this here, moths and butterflies. So I'm going to cut this out, and let's see if we can do something with this. Don't cut into any of the other moths and butterflies, because we can use those on future projects. So I'm just going to make sure that I trim this up so that it's reasonably straight, because otherwise that will bug me, as you know. And I'm going to cut that in the center so that we've got moths and butterflies. I've got an idea how I can pop this on the page. Here we go, and by the time we've maybe inked up, you won't be able to see any unevenness, or at least I hope you won't anyway. Now I've pulled out some labels from the Your Creative Studio ephemera box, and I'm going to use this one here. Oh, let's just pop that in the bin. And I think I'm going to have this as sort of like a title. It's showing some of the yellow, which is absolutely great. And we can have this on here, something like this, moths and butterflies. I need to just make a pencil mark because this is way too long. And what I do want to do is just fold that ever so slightly. So let's have a look. So that can wrap around onto the other page. Let's just use my bone folder just to make a crease, so that can wrap over onto the next side like that. And I think it's always interesting having something that sticks out. Now I can't decide whether I want to ink around the edges of this or just have it like that. Oh my goodness. And again, this is where I wish that you were screaming at me to tell me what to do. Do you know, I think I'm going to use some of my frayed iced spruce. I think that will work quite well. So let's ink around this in iced spruce, just a tad, not too much, just to give it a little bit of a halo. And I think that this is quite subtle, which is nice. Oh my goodness me, what's happened to this this sponge? So I've just applied some glue stick, and I'm going to carefully glue this down. I perhaps should have applied the butterflies and moths first, but there we go, I didn't. Let's just wrap that round to the other side as well. Where's my bone folder gone? You see, I like how that looks. A tab always looks really pretty as well. And let's glue these on too. That looks cute. And then to finish this page off, I just want to use this stamp here. This is just a cheap one I got from Amazon. And I'm just going to stamp this in some fossilized amber just onto a scratch piece. In fact, if I do it here, just onto a scratch piece of the Daphne's Diary magazine, just so that the white is exactly the same. There we go. I love that. That looks cool. And I'm just going to cut this out. So here we go. I've inked around the edges in some iced spruce, and we can just stick that on, and that ties all the yellow into the page. I love that. Isn't that gorgeous? So there we go, just a couple of really minor and subtle changes, and we've turned that into another journal page. So let's just add it to the journal alongside this one. Of course, it goes really well. How did I have that? That was round like that. So there we go. And I get asked this question every time I do something in this journal. If anybody wants to know how I made the cover and how I did the elastic signature, I'll leave the link to the videos in the description box below. So now I just want to do something to fill this pocket here. Let's see what we can do with these pieces here. We've got this page here. I don't want this text here at the top. A porcelain flower like this would look very beautiful in your house. I think the colours are lovely. It's obvious that it's come from a magazine. So I'm thinking I can maybe glue this butterfly, this moth down on top like that. I think I'm just going to have it off to this side, and let's try and turn this into a tag. So I'm just going to glue that on with a bit of glue stick. And let's see if we can turn this into something beautiful to tuck into that lovely pocket. So there we go, that should do. Let's try and preserve some of that gorgeous pink flower in the bottom there as well. I love that. And what I'm going to do is just stick this down to a piece of thin cardstock. This is just white, quite thin, probably 160 GSM, I would say, cardstock. So I'm just going to stick that down. So this is glued down to a piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to take this off to the paper trimmer now and just trim around the edges and just try and make it into one workable piece. So you can see I've trimmed this down, but we still need to make it cohesive. I'm going to pop this piece of washi tape there like that. Let's just trim off the excess. I've applied some glue to this as well. Just a bit of Pritt stick to help it on its way, because this is old and you know, has completely lost its sticky. I've also printed out another one of these little stamp stickers here. Not stamp stickers, you know what I mean, stamped images, and I'm just going to ink around the edge of this in yellow as well. Here we go. Oh, that looks cool. I'm wondering whether I should have perhaps done that with the other page as well, but there we go. I didn't. I love that. That's cool. And so I'm just going to stick that down there like that. So next I want to turn this into a tag shape. I'm just going to cut the ends off like that. Move that over to the other side just so that everything is symmetrical. You don't have to do this, it's just that it bugs me when they're not. So let's just trim that there as well. I like that. I'm going to ink around the edges in this one in frayed burlap. And then let's maybe put some burlap or something through the top as well, and that's a nice little tag to slot into the pocket. Isn't that cute? I like that. So let's just pop a hole in the top and an eyelet perhaps. There we go, that will do fine. And let's pop an eyelet through here as well. That's what it looks like on the back. So let's squish this down. There we are. That's cool. Oh. And I'm just going to pop some burlap, I think, through the top. So let's cut a piece of burlap in half. This is just burlap ribbon. I'll show you what this is in a second. So there we go. I just think the whole piece would be way too wide. So I'm just going to fray that to match the other side. That's good. And this is just Bertie's Bows. I got that, in fact, bertiesbows.co.uk, but you know, Amazon, Etsy sell this kind of ribbon, and it's 1 inch wide burlap linen. And I'm just going to use my bent over piece of wire that I always do as a needle, just to pull this through like this. And let's see if I can get this into a nice even shape. Just pop that through there like that, and just pull that out, and that's really cute. I like how that looks. So that's the first tag. Bring back my journal that will fit into my pocket like this, and of course the yellow then ties in with all of the colours in the opposite page. I love how that looks. Next up, I've got these beautiful flowers here, and again I'm just going to stick this down onto a piece of cardstock because it's just far too flimsy to work with as it is. So now that I've stabilised this, again I'm just going to ink around the edges. I should have cut the corners off first because I'm going to have to do these after I've trimmed them off. Oh my goodness me, but you know, that doesn't matter. Here we go, that just frames that piece really nicely. There we go, just grunges it up a little bit. Let's just turn this into a tag shape. do the same thing, turn that over onto the other side, just so that everything is symmetrical, just like this. Oh, I like that. Ink those. And then again, I'm just going to use my crocodile just to add a little eyelet. Have I got that the right way round? Yes, here we go. So we'll do the same again, and we can use that leftover piece of frayed burlap. So I've got another eyelet here. Let's oh, where's it gone? Let's just give this a really good squeeze. Make sure I've got my crocodile the right way up. So let's give that a really good squeeze like that. There we go. That's cool. And then use this other piece of burlap. Of course, we need to just fray the edges just so that they look equal. Maybe a bit more. There we go. And grab my needle, my bent over piece of wire, and let's just pop this one through as well. And that's another lovely tag to add to that little pocket. Just really easy ways of using journal pages here. In fact, actually that one's wanting to come off, so let's just get rid of that. Pop that through. I've probably cut this a bit short, but that's okay. That's fine. Poke that through there like that, and there we have it. Another really cute little tag. So bring back the journal. Let's have a look and see how that's going to fit in there as well. Don't those look cute? Oh, I love that. And it matches just perfectly with the page on the opposite side. And of course this one here too. Now there's just one more finishing touch I want to add to this. Has anybody guessed? I just want to stamp just on this here. So bringing back the Distress Oxide, let's just make sure that I get this stamp the right way around. And let me stand up to do this. I want to get this right. Here we go. Let's just stamp this down, and then that well and truly ties all the pages together. Oh, I love that. That's so cute. Not quite perfectly centered, but you know, at the end of the day, it's a junk journal and it doesn't matter. I love that. Now, I don't think I'm going to add anything else to this page here. I just love it as it is. If I find a quote or something that I might want to add at a later date in the bottom right hand corner, then so be it. But it's just, it would be a shame to cover up this beautiful image. And I think these pages just work beautifully together as they are. So that's it for this week. So just to recap, the prompt for this month is let's journal, and that means that you can either do collage journaling like I've done here today, or art journaling. You know, Kylie's the one to follow for art journaling ideas, glue booking, all of that kind of thing, or even just create a few tags to slot into your journals. Interpret this in any way you like. But I do hope that this video today has given you some ideas as to how you can use a magazine ephemera to enhance your journal pages. So if you've enjoyed today's video, as always, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to go and check out Kylie's video this week to see what she's been up to. But most importantly, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. And for anybody that wants to follow along with this month's prompt and share their art journaling ideas, I'll leave the link to the Facebook group in the description box below. See you all again soon. Bye for now.